Hello and welcome back to the Apex Motorsport. My name is Richard Smyth, and we've just had the first day of pre-season testing in Bahrain ahead of the new Formula 1 season. So that's 8 hours complete, 16 more hours are left to be completed between Thursday and Friday. But first, let's take a look back at Wednesday's session. Max Verstappen's dominance at the top of the Formula 1 leaderboard is something that we're all used to by now. But for the three-time world champion to come out and set a lap time 1.1 seconds faster than anyone else on the opening day might just be a sign of things to come. Now obviously we have to throw in the usual caveat at this time of the season that it is only testing. We don't really know what these lap times mean just yet. We don't have enough inside information to know which setups the teams are using, how much fuel they've got on board, all of which will have an effect on how fast they can go. But Max Verstappen has decided to lay down an early marker of intent, with Lando Norris his closest challenger. Carlos Sainz would then round out the top three at the end of the day's running. For the first day of testing, you wouldn't be surprised if you've seen several yellow flags, and maybe even the occasional red flag, as teams battled with reliability issues as the cars took to the track for the first time. However, the reliability issues could only be limited to just Williams, as they suffered a horrible day in the sun as they completed only 61 laps across the 8 hours of testing. For context, Visa Cash App RB completed the second lowest amount of laps with 115, while Haas did the most laps at the Bahrain International Circuit with 148, 5 more than the current Constructors' Champions Red Bull. Alex Albon was first behind the wheel of the F46, and with the morning session heading towards a conclusion, his car was slowed down on the pit straight and he had to park up on an access road to see out the remainder of the session. Following the lunch break, or lack of for the Williams team, their car remained in the garage as the afternoon session got underway. During this time, they were able to diagnose what issue they had with Alex Albon's car earlier in the day, and it was put down to a fuel pump issue. Logan Sargent was only able to complete 21 laps after finally getting out on track, with his own progress slowed down after he suffered a wild spin through the turn 9 and 10 double left-hander, a dry shaft problem being suspected as a potential cause. Now, with Haas being the only American team on the grid, and a lot of talk about when Andretti may potentially get the green light to join the Formula 1 grid after they were rejected recently, there's a lot of pressure on the Haas team to perform this season. However, with a change in team principle and a hangover from the difficulties of 2023, the team have fairly muted expectations for 2024, with Kevin Magnussen stating that the team are going to be focusing on long runs and most importantly work out the tyre issue that they had last season. This move was reflected in their finishing positions, with Magnussen ahead of Nico Hülkenberg, with the pair down in 17th and 18th respectively, the final two positions on the leaderboard today, as neither Lewis Hamilton or Sergio Perez took to the track. This does mean the Haas are probably expecting another season down the rear of the field, but they do have two very experienced drivers to help them push forward when they finally get a car that's able to challenge higher up in the midfield. Magnussen and teammate Hülkenberg combined to complete the most laps out of any team with 148, and this could be a good sign for reliability. And now that they've had some solid long run data, they might just start pushing that car a little bit more as the hours remaining on the test reduce. So that's the three main talking points from day one of testing in Bahrain, with Max Verstappen taking the crown of fastest on day one. Here's how the leaderboard looked after 8 hours of running at the Bahrain International Circuit. Max Verstappen leads the way 1.1 seconds ahead of Lando Norris in second place. Carlos Sainz finished third 1.2 seconds behind the Dutch driver, with Daniel Ricciardo and Pierre Gasly rounding out the top 5. So that's all you need to know from the opening day of Formula 1's pre-season test in Bahrain. We will be back tomorrow bringing you the key talking points from the second day of running. Can Max Verstappen keep his crown and stay atop of the leaderboard? Well, he's only got the afternoon session to do so after taking part in both the morning and afternoon sessions on Wednesday. But to make sure that you don't miss out on any content here in the Apex Motorsport, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can join us in the next one. Goodbye.